There we go. Hey everyone, what's up? Just dumbass down here in Florida. Thought I'd check in with y'all. Hope everyone's doing all right. Um, Today is September 10th of 2014, and this is the worldwide Suicide Prevention Day. I don't know the official title. I think that's it anyway. Um, but not a lot of people probably know that, and that's all right. To be quite honest with you, I didn't know this was a day or whatever you want to call it that's recognized by any means. Probably till about 3 years ago. Suicide, it's a real thing, and probably most people have been affected by it some way or another. Whether it's themselves that are having those thoughts, or if it's a friend, and sometimes friends do proceed to actually do commit suicide. And for me, it's on both spectrums. I've had a couple of friends, lose the battle with their demons. The demons spoke louder in their head than the voice of reason, and unfortunately, they're no longer here. And I had something bad happen to me probably about 5 years ago, and that's when it hit me that the demons, they just awoke in me. I have had suicidal thoughts every single day since that day happened. Even now, it's every morning, every night I go to bed. I could be driving in my car. I could be, in the shower, taking a dump. I mean, anywhere I am. I mean, out of nowhere, I'll just start thinking about it, and I can't stop it. And that's kind of, the thing, like right now. 5 years ago, I hit my rock bottom. I hit the lowest of lows that I could get. It was bad, and that was the closest I became to actually doing something to myself. It's taken quite a long time, but I'm fully over that now. I still have the thoughts. I'm no longer depressed or anything. I'm pretty happy for the most part. But the thoughts are still there. The demons are still there, and you know what? They'll probably always be there now. They're entrenched in me. I mean, I thought about suicide every day, morning, noon, and night. And the mindset for me is, if I were going to actually do something, the sad reality is not a lot of people would care. I'm a pretty unimportant guy. I have a great family for what, little family I do have, and that actually care about me. I know it'll affect, 2 or 3 people, whatever, that's not a big deal. I know that it would affect somebody, but, on the grand scheme of things, if I just blinked and I wasn't here no more, I think the world would be pretty okay. With the whole deal with Robin Williams, that's why I'm being more open about it now. I've never told anybody at all, ever, about my thoughts over the past 5 years on suicide. Never told a family member, not even my bro Travis, nothing. And I mean, I usually tell somebody something along the line, but this has never been uttered to anyone. But I figured I would do this just to help raise some awareness that suicide, it's a real thing. I mean, Robin Williams, he was on top of the world. I mean, he's got, he's a famous actor. He's funnier than hell, lots of money. He's got a great family, and unfortunately, the demons were in him, and they're a bastard. I'll be the first to admit they scream really loud some days. It all comes down with how you cope, though. I feel, Robin Williams was pretty open about his substance abuse. I don't know if you want to call it abuse. I mean, if you take like if you drink alcohol, it's not abusing it sometimes. I have a glass of wine usually every night, but I don't abuse alcohol. And that's not how I cope either. I'm just saying, he was pretty open with his alcohol abuse, and that's he tried to cope with it that way, and I did too. I can't lie about that. Right before I moved here to Florida, after what happened, I hit the sauce pretty hard. Not vodka. I don't do that anymore. I haven't since Mother's Day of about 8 years ago. I went to Crystal Williams' place, and I drank enough vodka where I threw up in their toilet. I think I made the toilet. Passed out on their couch. Woke up the next morning. Drove Tasha Vasquez home, and I was sipping on a red Gatorade. And then I proceeded to go inside my parents' place, told my mother Happy Mother's Day. I threw up on the kitchen floor, and then I went down to bed in the basement, because I used to live there, obviously, and my bed was still in the basement. So I went down there to crash. There's no light down there, so that was a really shitty thing to do, obviously on Mother's Day, of course. But I found out quickly that coping with alcohol is not the way to go, because you think that you get past those thoughts, but the demons, they scream. Fat boy's trying to get out. Anyways, the demons, they just scream. Hey! The demons scream. I'm gonna have to let them out soon. The demons scream really loud when you're under the influence of anything. I don't know if they enjoy the sauce just as much as you do, but they get a little overbearing, and it took me a little while to realize that that's not the path I needed to go down. And what I eventually did, I just decided to move. It really was a wake up. Like, I woke up one day, and I think it was probably about January 28th. I think I have the days down pretty good. And I just decided, all right, I'm going to move to Florida. And in 1 week, February 3rd, I think, maybe 4th, I was down here. It was just like that. I mean, snap of the finger, I said, all right, I got to go. And it felt bad leaving my family and my close friends. It had to be done, though. I was not going to find a quick patch of happiness up there at that time. I was beyond depressed. I was very unstable, and I didn't want to be a burden onto my family or my friends. No one gives a shit about, anyone else's problems. Who wants to listen to that? So what I did is I just took matters in my own hands, and, I made quite a life-changing decision. Moved down here. I'm pretty happy now. I do get a little lonely. No family down here. I only got about 5 friends. So I don't have a lot going on for me down here social-wise, but that's okay. I lost. How do I want to word this? My faith in people as a whole dropped about 5 years ago on the day. I'm just going to refer to it as that, on the day. And, I find I have such a hard time trusting a lot of people now. And it shouldn't be like that. I should not have to worry about, if others are going to screw me over, but I do. What happened to me, that really hurt me a lot. And it threw a huge, kink into my whole plans of things. I had always dreamed of having a family, and gosh, that damn near killed me. I mean, if Fathead, if you watch this, you'll know what I'm talking about. What happened? I still don't talk to it about, what happened with people. I can't yet. I got past the suicide thoughts. I'm over that now. That's why I'm talking right now about that. But I'm still not over what was the cause, and that's gonna haunt me till, God, till something majorly happy overtakes that shadow that's casted over me. I mean, it's just, I think about that more than suicide now. And that's just a time thing. I'll get over that just like I did with the suicide thoughts. Well, I'm not, I'm over actually, thinking about doing something, but I still have the thoughts. Even though a lot of people think it's depression related, I don't know what it is with me. I'm not depressed. I still have the thoughts though. You know, it's just, that's the way it is. But, if anyone is watching this and you do have these thoughts, just know that I know what you're going through. I really do. And I did it the hard way to get over it. I secluded myself. I did everything by myself. I never reached out to anyone. I never had anyone give me any kind of support. Which, I know, like with the Robin Williams thing, there's a lot of, me included, a lot of people were sad, that the demons got, they just got through to him like that. But then there was those scumbags, like his daughter Zelda, they were just pouncing and making jokes and, just being distasteful and stuff like that. And, that's not how you should look at this, this isn't a cry for attention either, I'm just trying to be straight up now about it. It's been 5 years, and I'm over it, and I should be open about it. But you shouldn't judge somebody because they're having thoughts like that. Everyone fights a battle that you might not have to fight, and it's going to treat them differently. I don't know. I don't know what the reaction would have been if I would have actually done something to myself. In my head, I believe that it really wouldn't have been that big of a deal. My family I love my family, they're great. But the reason I never brought this up to them is because it's not that they wouldn't care, but it's kind of like they wouldn't want to notice it. Like they wouldn't want to give it any attention. And that's why I'm, not usually the most open guy about my feelings, all that other stupid crap that people talk about. Fat boy's staring at me, little weirdo freak. That's just the way I am. I'm not an open person. I have a hard time trusting people. And the few friends that I do have, I'm sure after watching this, some of you will be like, "Wow, this guy is woohoo!" He's hitting the sauce and he's freaking nuts, and that's fine. I get that a lot. I'm ugly as it is anyway. But if you know somebody that's having bad thoughts or having a hard time, or if they aren't even open to you, like, I never told anybody, if you think somebody's having, a rough go at life, be open to them, be a friend, and it doesn't take much, I had fantasies of just having a friend come over just to hang out and talk, like my bro Travis, he, we basically did something together every single day. Excuse me. We did something. Going down the wrong pipe. Swallowed my spit. Alright. We did something every single day while I lived up in Wisconsin. And, towards the end of my stay up there, he had a lot of things going for him. He had his own family. He's wrestling basically 2 jobs. He's got a lot of things going for him. And I'm so, I'm proud of him. I love him to death. I just wish I could have the fortunes that he does. And, but, we didn't grow apart like that. It's not like we got separated. It's just, I didn't see as much of him. I didn't get to talk to him as much. Even now, that I live in Florida, if I talk to him once a week, that's a good week. There's a lot of, he's so busy. I'm kind of busy, now I'm not doing jack shit, and I should be talking to him, but obviously I'm not. And, he's always had my back, and I know he always would. And he's kind of a person that I've always been able to count on. So, for me not to tell him this, it was a huge burden on my shoulders, and I shouldn't have kept it from him because I've always been very open to him. He's the one I talk to, and but as I said earlier, I didn't feel like burdening anybody, and it shouldn't be like that. If you have friends and family that are, they actually do care about you, they will take the time and they will at least listen to you, talk to you, and if they do anything else, go above and beyond the call, that's amazing. That's when you know that they truly do care for you. And I always wish I had that social support in my life, but that's just how it is. No regrets. Friends aren't always going to be there to mow your lawn every day, so what's the point of having 200 million friends on Facebook, and I think there's Instagram, and there's something called like Vizio, and like the Tinder box, or I don't know what people, there's so many different things with friends that I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be banned off Facebook, but I hate Facebook, but I guess this is why I'm posting it on you. I don't know why. Yeah, I got to wrap this up because apparently there's some 20-minute limit on videos or some stupid crap like that. But just just know that suicide is real. It can happen to anyone. It doesn't matter if you're rich, famous, poor, begging on the streets, anything in between. It can affect anyone, and it's our job as people, as friends to everyone. I mean, even your most hated rival, nobody needs to end up taking their own life. It just doesn't need to be that way. Because you only get one shot at life, and it might not be as great as you want it to be, but the alternative to cut it so short and not to be able to give your chance to get somewhere where you want, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Just, I don't know, it's hard to talk about, but you just got to hang in there. If you are having the thoughts that I did, it's really cliche, but just be strong. It took me quite a few years. I got through it, and I did it all by myself. So it's possible to do it that way. He's so weird. But try to find someone to give you that support, because I know it would make it a lot easier. I just wish I would have, and I wish I would have actually had people to reach out to. But hey, it all worked out in the end. I'm still alive. I still have the thoughts, but whatever. No one gives a shit anyway. You just take it day by day. That's the best you can do. So, yep, this is it's a tough day for me now. Before those bad thoughts, I never would have thought anything about this day. But then, as time goes on, I've had a couple friends commit suicide. I had the thoughts too, so this day means something to me now. Definitely weighs a lot on my mind. So, if you know anybody, just keep them in your thoughts, and if you can help them, just reach out to them, and just be a friend. That's the best that you can, that's the best that you can do, and that's it. That's all they'd ever ask. They might not never say it, but even if you just talk to them, I mean, you're going to be a hero to them. Just understanding them, that's got to be the most amazing feeling in the world, and I wish I could have experienced that. So, but I got to sign off. I got to go take care of Fat Boy. He's well to tear down the door. So, take her easy, everyone. Much love from Florida. Stay warm up there. Here's a little chilly. Later.